Hey guys, Happy New Year. Please check the timestamps below so you can hop to individual readings for Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And do remember to like the video. All right, lovely Sagittarius people. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot spread here at the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to talk about you first. We're going to say what's holding you back, what can lift you up, how do you best support yourself. And then we're just going to do a random kind of shuffle and see what's coming towards you in the month of January 2024. Anything that wants to come through, we will welcome those messages. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something, to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's fine. Push them aside. Trust that your own intuition will separate what is meant for you and what is not. Do remember you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is an energy check-in, advice, guidance, if you choose to take it. Okay? Sagittarius, Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well. All right, so Sagittarius, what is holding you back? Interesting. You're not expressing yourself. There's something you need to move forward with and not have so much constraint or almost like a blocking energy, but you might be blocking yourself from something, like holding back on something you want to do, but maybe lacking the confidence or the, I don't know, the zhuzh, the enthusiasm, the motivation even to do it. We'll talk more about that. What can lift you up? And then let's see, how can you best support yourself? So what can lift you up? Thinking it through. I mean, the Four of Swords is a card of like mental rest and relaxation. It's about establishing stability internally, establishing a sense of balance and order, right? It's a Libra card. But I also think with this, it's like you can only think it through so much. Then ultimately, it's like you have to make a decision. And I mean, I guess you could argue not making a decision is making a decision, but I don't think it's the one that you need to lean into. For a lot of you, you need to move forward with a conversation. How to best support yourself with the King of Swords is you need to honor your inner truth. And even if that makes you unpopular, or even if that puts you on the outskirts of the majority, the King of Swords always comes at it with truth and ultimately what he believes is right. Now he, she, whoever, right? Now what's right for you might not always be right for everyone else, but ultimately it's your path and it's your destiny. So you can only control you and what's going on, in your immediate space, your immediate bubble. So I almost feel like whatever you need to confess, profess, speak your truth, say the thing, confront someone, whatever it is, as long as you're operating from a place of truth, knowing that you can't control what reaction you're going to get from people, you have no reason not to say it. But because it's Aquarian energy, it may be sort of the unpopular belief or there's something kind of, Uranian, like it might be a shocking truth, a shocking reveal. It may cause some waves. It may, wake people up. That's ultimately what Uranian energy is, right? So someone needs to be woke up to something that's happening. Aquarian energy can be a little bit feeling like an outsider, feeling like you don't belong, feeling like the alien. So I almost feel like there's a conversation that you want to have, knowing that it might not land well with people. And I don't think you want to be seen as the outcast or do the thing that isn't the majority. But ultimately, like, that's not the Sagittarius path. Like, you got to do you. You're a Jupiter sign. So, have faith that things are going to work out the way they're supposed to. And I may have said this to you last week. I heard it recently and it stuck with me. It's like, you're never going to say the wrong thing to the right person. So I don't know if this is approaching a person you love or a friend with some sort of important truth about where you're at with the situation, be it negative or positive. Yes, you risk rejection, but ultimately, if it's the right person, it'll land with them in a correct way where you guys can build and grow from that. Or if the case is, go your separate ways. But the King of Swords can be a little bit cutting. It can be a little bit harsh, but again, it's not done with malintent. It's just like, this is the situation, and we have to call a spade a spade. That's very King of Swords energy. So how do you support yourself? You need to see the reality and the truth of the situation. This may be something to do with a friendship group or something that is moving from a friendship into something more passionate with that kind of Leo. This is a big sex card for me in tarot, I think. Something that's moving more passionately. But again, there's like a holding back, though, because that's what's coming up in the holding back. So For some of you, maybe it's like there's a connection that's coming in and you're trying not to self-sabotage by jumping in too soon on, all the fun, passionate stuff. Maybe you're trying to make sure there's like an authentic, real connection, that you guys are on the same page, like mentally, like you're on the same page. You have the same mindset in terms of where you want this to grow. And maybe that involves having a very direct and possibly, a conversation that puts you in a more vulnerable space, because it's like you're checking in with this person that you don't know super well, maybe, and you're just like, hey, so like, where are we at? Like, and so maybe that's intimidating. I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's, again, like approaching a colleague or a coworker, confronting someone that you have a little bit of unsettled energy with. Just do it in a place where you're feeling, as best you can, internally balanced and at ease. I think it's almost like you have to weigh out the possible outcomes, so that way nothing comes as a surprise or as a shock to you. It's like, this could go this way, it could go that way, they may react this way or that, but either way, I'm going to be good, because ultimately I'm coming from this place and it needs to be expressed. That's sort of what I'm guiding you to say here. Though and I think that's the advice, weigh out the possible outcomes, the scenarios. Are you ready to get the truth back from them, no matter what the case may be? But also with the King of Swords, again, Aquarian energy, it's the shock and surprise card. So even if you think you've calculated, what could they possibly do or say, or how are they going to react, they may actually hit you with some unexpected truth too. And I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but I don't know. How to support yourself is embrace the unknown. You can't plan everything down to the T. There's a little bit of just go with it. Be a little bit spontaneous. Be fun. Be silly. That's very like fire energy, right? Yeah, I think lack mentality too. Envisioning a negative outcome versus, all the good things that could come from this, even if it's a minorly awkward or difficult situation or conversation to have. Yeah, so judgment indicates like this is at the end of a cycle. It's like you guys, whoever, have come a long way in the scenario, and now it's like we have to fix the things that aren't working to make room for the new and the good. And that feels very like, new year, fresh start, new year, new me, that kind of cheesy saying. But yeah, judgment is like cleaning out the skeletons in the closet. And this is like a really fun judgment card, right? But you may be going back to the past. You may be connecting with someone from the past. You may be healing or mending a relationship from the past. But there might be a little bit of fear regarding that. Again, maybe the fear of rejection. I don't know. It's like things are good and things are steady. But it's funny. I think, is it Scorpio had a similar reading? It's like things are good and things are steady, but I don't want to rock the boat and make it worse, because what if the absolute worst scenario or worst possible outcome? That's not you, right? That's not Sagittarian energy. Jupiter is like, go big or go home. How do you best support yourself? Yeah, everybody's gotten this card, I swear. It's come up a lot. It's like, don't make it harder than it needs to be. Stop overthinking. Like, perfect for this reading. Saturn and Sagittarius. It's like, Saturn is that sort of, I can never think of the word for Saturn when I need it. There's a very good word. It's like a closing in. If Jupiter is growth and expansion, Capricorn is like constriction. I think maybe that's a good word for it. It's like a constriction and a closing in. Like when you have a Saturn return or a Saturn placement anywhere, you're going to be a little bit more, I don't know, stressed out, or maybe that's not a good word for it. Wherever there's Saturn, it's like you're going to be challenged. It's going to be a lot of no's that you hear from people. It's going to be a lot of like nose to the grindstone. You have to do the work. You have to show up. You have to be responsible. You have to become the master of this, but it's not going to be an easy path. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm going to show this to you. I've been showing this to everybody because I just love it. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Saturn will show up in an area of life where you're lacking and you need to put more time and commitment and energy. But then at the end of it, right, at the end of the Saturn cycle or whatever it is, it's like, wow, I've really come a long way. Like the work wasn't easy, but my goodness, have I earned it, right? And that's Capricorn season. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So like we're in that energy of like, you got to put up or shut up. Because yeah, Saturn will spank you for sure. I love this 10 of Wands though. Typically it's like the guy holding the bundle of sticks and like he's almost homestead is destination, but it's been such a struggle, right? There's like a mixed message to that. I think it's like, are you making it harder than it needs to be? Or is it a time to really roll up your sleeves and commit to something and do the work, knowing that you may not see the benefit or the return on it for a little bit of time, but it doesn't mean it won't be worth it in the end. There's a couple of messages there. Here it's like these people have already carried the bundle of sticks. They've already done the work. And now they're like, you know what? Like, I deserve to rest a little bit. I don't need to trouble myself. I already do the 9 to 5 stuff. So it's the weekend and I'm going to fucking party, right? That's sort of what this feels like to me. And so that's very Sagittarian energy, but maybe some of you are cuspy, right? And I mean, we're all experiencing Capricorn energy right now. So I guess that's more of a question I'm posing to you. Is the universe asking you to show up and do the work and sacrifice the fun and the party this time around? Or is it the opposite? Have you been doing the work, but you're second guessing if you're ready to actually take this step and allow more enjoyment into your life? What do you think? I think it's important for you to show up in this reading too. And not every message is going to be the same, but that's the energy. Have you done the work? If so, congratulate yourself, recognize how far you've come. I think with this Leo card, it says, yeah, a lot of work has been done, but why are you doubting yourself? Why are you like, this little kid just wants to play. Let her play. She's going to get dirty, right? Yeah. It's muddy and it's rainy but whatever. It's going to be fine. Wash the clothes later. Like the stains will come out. That feels like more the message to me. Maybe taking some sort of risk, travel opportunity maybe, going to see friends, going to see family, going to connect with a romantic partner, going on some sort of work trip. But if it is a work trip, it's more like a fun retreat or something, a spiritual retreat. Anyway, angel numbers, 555. I am optimistic. A major shift is about to come into your life. A major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. And I feel like I always go off on tangents in the Sagittarius readings. I don't know what it is. I'm just like in that energy of I gotta preach, baby. But some of you may have Capricorn or Saturn in a placement or in a house that is like your fun. It's like your responsibility, Saturn, to make sure that you have fun and do creative, artistic things, right? Maybe you have, Saturn in Leo or Saturn in the 5th house, or I'm just making shit up, right? But like you may have Saturn in a sign that like it wants pleasure. It wants to enjoy things. Maybe you have it in Libra or Taurus, and like there's a responsibility with Saturn to do the thing in that sign. Go look up your Saturn placement, right? A lot of you may have it in Sagittarius. I think that's where my Saturn is too. And again, Sagittarius is a fun sign. It's bubbly and light and, Jupiterian growth and whatever. But Saturn is going to weigh it down a little bit. So like there's also a need maybe, I'm again making this up, but like a need to be serious about your education, a need to immerse yourself in life philosophies and concept. There may be a need for you to travel and expand your mind, to teach, to preach, whatever, that kind of thing. All right, here we go. I feel like the universe is rolling their eyes at me, just like, Annie, just give them the message. Self-care oracle, Sagittarius. Take a vacation. Take time to escape all your life obligations to recharge yourself. Gonna put that next to that. That's what I was getting from this 10 of Wands. Like, this is a happy 10 of Wands. This is not like a, oh my God, we're struggling. The 10 of Wands can sometimes be like the workaholic card, which everybody is prone to do that, especially in Capricorn season. But take time to enjoy the little things. Take a vacation. Take a mental health day, right? Play in the dirt. Play in the mud puddles. Validate your past. You did the best you could. Feel and empathize with your past. Do not judge it. Love that. Don't need to be overly self-critical. You did what you could at the time, right? You had certain tools available to you at the time. You probably have more now, but you were operating the best you could at the time. And then music. Music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. Love that. And past life connections. Someone with a heavy influence from your past life is with you. So maybe a spirit guide, or maybe, again, some actual physical, real connection may be coming in for you that revisiting some sort of territory. I feel like you had that message last time too, Sagittarius. All right, Celebrity Spirit Oracle for Sagittarius. May we please have one Oracle card for Sagittarius? This guy's popping out. Let's see. Amy Winehouse. Sexy. I love Amy Winehouse. Stay truthful and be brave. That feels very strength card to me. Be brave. Honor what's going on inside of you. And yeah, don't be afraid to express it. We're going to read about it. Let's see what the message for this card is. 27. Whoops, if I could only find it. Amy Winehouse, the meaning. All right. When you get this card in a reading, it is saying to take note of the addictive habits you have in your life and their destructive patterns. It's time to own this and know that you have a strong spirit to overcome this. Also, be aware of using your sexual energy to achieve things you want in life, as everything has consequences. The positive aspects of this archetype is the underlying vulnerability and its power to open wide a heart that is capable of deep love. As many stories portray, once the gigolo meets his match, I was not expecting the word gigolo, once the gigolo meets his match, he also found his mate. But his match, in keeping with the profile of this pattern, must have emotional independence and the self-esteem to be immune to his manipulative skills. Interesting. All right, so then let's talk about what's coming in for you in the new year, in January 2024. I keep hearing You Know I'm No Good, that song. You know I'm trouble. You know that I'm no good. Amy Winehouse. All right, for Sagittarius, let's refocus our energy. Stop thinking about Amy Winehouse. Messages. What is coming in for Sagittarius in the new year, please? Happy messages, things that they can get excited about. Let's give them some hope and optimism. But anything that wants to come through, I will relay. What's coming in for Sagittarius? The Ace of Cups. A love offer. Emotional vulnerability. Something that metaphorically, it's like it quenches your thirst. Something that you've been craving, something that you've been desiring, but you've been hesitant to move forward with. You start to open your heart space up to it. You start to open your mind, your perspective. You start to open up your life to receive that gift. The Four of Swords. So more rest, more healing. Some of you may be taking a break from drinking. I only say that because we talked about the addiction issues in that card, which I didn't pick up from this spread. But if this is like rest from something, the Ace of Cups can quite literally be drinking. So a break from drinking, maybe replenishing yourself with more water, more healthy lifestyle. There could be a love connection that brings you a lot of peace of mind. It brings you a lot of just balance, and it adds like peace, and it's like there's a relationship with a lot of integrity. I'm hearing the word integrity, but something where it doesn't disturb your energy. It's not over dramatic, over the top, stressing, glitz and glamour, or second guessing, internal, worrying about how things, there's something that may just be exhale. Like you sleep well at night knowing this connection is growing. I feel like opening up your heart chakra is coming through here. The Star, all right, again, aligning to your ultimate path, your destiny, feeling like the universe is calling you to go explore something. I think you do. I think you show up. Maybe something to do with Aquarius energy. It frequently happens. Whenever I go off on one zodiac sign, it's the same card usually comes up or something similar. So the Star is the card of Aquarius. The self versus the other, the child versus sort of the group of friends. I don't know. It's like you versus the world. Maybe it doesn't have to be that way anymore. Maybe you can feel more included. Maybe you don't have to feel like the outsider, but maybe it will involve some courage to put yourself out there more and open up and be vulnerable. And I think maybe owning your baggage owning your baggage for lack of a better word. Everybody's got it, right? And sometimes being able to just own it and be very upfront with it, people find that extremely refreshing. You don't need to trauma dump, but ultimately just kind of knowing that you're not perfect and you're never meant to be. We're all kind of growing and figuring life out together. I don't think you have to hide things you're ashamed of. I think I'm just getting it. It's going to be cathartic for you to open up and share about it, but it's also going to help bring in connections. If it is addiction, you're going to find people who are also kind of fighting that battle, and you can support and encourage each other. But maybe it has nothing to do with addictions. Maybe it has to do with a lack of self-love and never feeling enough in relationships, right? Maybe there's going to be some sort of game changer that comes in for you. Devil energy. What is controlling you? What is holding you back? Hint, it's you in some capacity. And I'm not saying you haven't had struggles and trials and tribulations, because and with other people, but ultimately it always comes back to you and what's going on inside you. And then the Hanged one. This actually is a very interesting depiction of the Hangman. I feel like this is very silly. There's something very similar about kind of this go out and play in the mud. You know, metaphorically, what does that mean to you? Go do something silly, go do something frivolous, go do something that makes your heart happy. Because when you're in that vibe, again, it's like that's the vibe you wanna put out in this new year, so that you can attract more relationships, connections, jobs, you know, things of that sort that are in alignment with your ultimate wish and goal and destiny. I feel like there's a Pisces who is swooning over you. I feel like there's a Pisces who is in love with you. I feel like you're sending naughty texts with a Pisces. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's a lot of sexual chemistry. It doesn't have to be with a Pisces, but there's definitely an exchange of nude photos going on for sure. Sagittarius, cheeky, so cheeky. There you go. There's Pisces, Pisces again, Cancer, and Virgo. We'll do one more since you got double Pisces. Anyone else? And Taurus. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, a couple of these and we'll wrap it up for Sagittarius. I kind of like your reading, Sag. I like it. Anything else that wants to come out for Sagittarius? Imagination. It makes me think of John Lennon. Imagine. Healing karma. Maybe that's someone's name. John. I don't know. And then the Tower, major breakthroughs. Yeah, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. And the Tower always shows up to shake shit up, right? To wake us up. If we're not living our life wholly and completely and in alignment with our truth and with our destiny, the Tower is going to come in and give you a not so gentle nudge, right? And I don't say that to incite fear. That's not, that's not ethically what I believe in. But yeah, the Tower says prepare for some change-ups, some major changes, some shifts. But for you, I almost think it's internal. It's like allowing yourself to show up and shine in ways where, again, you were very constrictive of yourself. You were very, or maybe restrictive is the right word, a holding back that gets released and it feels so good. It's like we get the water flowing again. It's like something was all gummed up. Some of you may literally be having like stomach issues or stomach problems. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I didn't mean it in that way. I didn't mean to be judgmental, but I was literally just thinking like constipation. It's like a really good metaphor for this. That's all. That's all. All right, and then, ooh, good fortune. Love that. One more. Something about palm reading might be coming through. Maybe you're going to get your palm read. Maybe some of you are going to learn sign language. Maybe there's a connection with a Gemini. They rule the hand. Something about a significant bracelet, a ring, a piece of jewelry you wear on your hand or your wrist. Some of you may get a tattoo. Something significant about a tattoo on the hands, on the fingers. Just little things for you guys to interpret. And then the World. Yeah, we're closing out a major cycle and we're coming out on top. Also a card that denotes Saturn energy. And this isn't the Saturn of like the devil. This isn't the Saturn of like, I'm shackled to my shadow side. This is like the I beat the fucker energy. This is like I've been through the ringer and I'm still here and I'm still showing up and I'm still kicking. And you know what? It wasn't easy, but it made me a stronger person. That's this card. That's the World. Maybe you have some Capricorn energy coming through here too. Maybe you're cuspy. Maybe there's a Capricorn in your life. Just putting it out there. That energy is showing up here a lot as well. That's what I got for you, Sagittarius. Thanks for joining me today. Please like the video. Please, please, please. Share, subscribe, leave a comment if you so desire, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, y'all. Happy New Year. Hello, Capricorn gang, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to my tarot channel, and welcome to your tarot reading. This is mostly going to be about you. We're going to do a 3-card spread about you, and then we will ask the tarot what is to come for Capricorns in January of 2024. So anything that wants to come through, money, love, relationships, family, etc., we will welcome all those messages. Please come into these readings with an open heart and an open mind. A desire to learn something, to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate for you, that's completely fine. Please do trust your own intuition and separate the messages you feel are meant for you and which ones are not. You can always choose to revisit these messages in the future. Sometimes tarot makes more sense in the future. What else? What else? You're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, of course, an energy check-in. Let's do it. I feel like the cards are like, we're ready. We're ready for you, Capricorn. And happy birthday. Most importantly, happy birthday to all the Capricorns. Oh, they're coming out in 2s and 3s. All right, one more. One more for Capricorn. It's funny, they stuck together in pairs. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups, nostalgia, sentimentality. Frequently happens around the holidays, right? Maybe you're looking back at photo albums of your family, of you, thinking about birthdays of the past. I like that. 6 of Cups is Sun and Scorpio. So again, something tied to the past, Typically, it's a fond memory, though. Could be a person showing up from your past, an opportunity coming back from the past. Let's take a closer look. So in this spread, we're going to do what is holding you back, what can lift you up, and how can you best support yourself. So what is holding you back? Let's see. For some of you, I don't know why, I got maybe the need to ask for more money. I'm not sure if it's that you're shy to, or you don't think you deserve it, or you're kind of being pigeonholed to a certain dollar amount or salary. But yeah, I don't know. What's holding you back for some of you is like putting like backbreaking effort, right? Putting in all the work, the blood, sweat, and tears, and then not really getting enough return on it. So I don't know, this is kind of a mixed message, and like me of all people should not be giving like work advice to a Capricorn. I feel very much out of my territory here. However, that being said, I am a tarot reader. So if I read strictly by the tarot, you know, take this with a grain of salt. It's almost like some of you may need to pull back how much you're willing to give and deliver. And I know you guys tend to be extremely hard workers, and like you wouldn't have it any other way. Like you throw yourself into your work because it's a source of pride. But at what point are you giving too much and not receiving enough back? Whether it's, and it's not so much like applause, but recognition. I think that's a really good, important word, especially for a Capricorn, right? Status. And again, like the money, it's not so much like a tit for tat. It's like an energy. It's like, if I give you my energy, then there needs to be something reciprocated. There needs to be energy, you know, of equal or equivalent value in return. And so for some of you, you may have asked for a raise, but you got rejected, or you may have asked for a raise, but it was like not really, speaking to the amount of effort and work you've already delivered. And so I'm almost getting, it was almost insulting, like what they, whoever they are, whatever they did for you. That's for some of you. So if that's holding you back, I'm wondering, you know, for some of you, you need to advocate this, that, you know, this ain't gonna slide, that sort of thing. Like, I think you may need to circle back, you know, Six of Cups, and reapproach your boss, your supervisor, the management team, whatever it is, to be like, you know, thanks, but like this discussion isn't over yet. I don't know, something like that. Or others of you, you just need to speak up at all if you haven't had sort of the guts to ask for it, because some of you, there could be self-worth issues there where you don't think you're deserving. You may have grown up in like a household where it's like, you know, there wasn't a lot of affection or love, or there wasn't a lot of praise or approval, and so it's your natural instinct to like work your butt off because, you know, that's the only way that you're going to be validated by others. So, you know, things to be aware of. Maybe it has to do with external validation. Maybe that's what's holding you back, not needing it. However, feeling appreciated and being compensated for that's really what I get from this. Others of you, what's holding you back, you may, I don't know, sometimes Eight of Pentacles can be like the, workaholic card. And make sure that's not preventing you from hanging out with your family, especially your kids. I see, it's not that there's not money this month, but I see obstacles with money in terms of needing to pay for something for a child, or needing to pay for something for education, or I don't know if it's fun money that you were saving up to like buy, I don't know, tickets, maybe you're going away for your birthday or something like that. It's like the money isn't quite as much and as lush as we had hoped for. It makes me think of Christmas Vacation, when he thinks he's like building a pool, right? And that's the big Christmas surprise for his family. And he gets a certificate to like the Jelly of the Month Club instead. If you guys see that movie, like it's such like a, are you kidding me? Like, this is like, thanks, but are you kidding me? Anyway, work stuff, money stuff may be holding you back or tripping you up, because I mean, if it's holding you back, in theory you have the power to change it or reallocate or find some sort of solution. That might be what the universe is asking you to focus on. And then what can help lift you up? Again, I think sort of taking the steering wheel and sort of navigating this, knowing that you're the captain and you hold the power, and the minute someone doesn't value and respect your time, effort, etc., you have the power to be like, well, I guess I'm going to look elsewhere. I think it really does come down to like, I don't want to say it has to be like an ultimatum, but I am kind of getting this. To be honest, though, that is sort of what I'm getting, but it doesn't have to be in a rude way. I think it's very much like, okay, like they're willing to pay me Page of Pentacles. I know I deserve like Queen of Pentacles, and for the amount of effort and work I put in, like I make this company money, so if they're not going to recognize that, I'm going to walk. Like this is no sweat off my my brow, or however you want to say it. Like this like, this is not my problem. This is a them problem. Like, I know they have the money. I know I'm deserving of it. So, like, they need to show up and do this. Or, like, yeah, I think it's like, I'm going to walk. I'm going to put my resume out there. I'm going to see who wants my skills and talents, because, like, they're absolutely wanted. They're absolutely valued, but maybe not in your current position. And I'm not saying all of you are going to have to jump ship at your current job. Of course not. But there is some sort of, I would say negotiation is a good term, or revisiting a topic of conversation about your salary, about your status, about your title, whatever it is. Because something about that, I think it is going to change for the better. I'm just not sure if you guys are going to uproot yourself and try elsewhere, or if these people are actually going to, like, listen this time and put their money where their mouth is, or whatever the expression is. I really like this. Aquarian energy is like, love me or hate me, this is who I am, and I'm going to speak the truth even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it, rocks the boat. Rock the boat, Capricorn. I know that's not typically always your style, but with Aquarian energy, it's also ruled by Saturn. It's like your fellow Saturn sign. And Aquarian energy, it's the awakener, right? It wakes people up. It's a sign of revolution. It shakes things up and enlightens people on things that they weren't able to see before, or things they weren't acknowledging. This almost feels like an elephant in the room. It's like, anyway, nothing you don't know already, right? And then how do you best support yourself? There is something to do with children here. Maybe it's a metaphor for being treated like the junior partner, or being treated like, I don't know, maybe you work in a group of people where there's a very drastic age differences, and like maybe you feel like you're surrounded by people who are like ageist. It's like, just because I'm X amount years old, they treat me like I'm incompetent, or they treat me like I don't have the same value just because the other guy's been doing it for 20 years, even though I'm better. Like there's a weird dynamic going on there. How do you best support yourself? I think authentic self-expression with the Page of Wands. I would also say the Page of Wands is curious. It's like a card of flirtation, but it's a little bit more innocent. In metaphor, I almost think you need to get curious about other opportunities, or, quote unquote flirt, right? If we loosen out that term, like put a vibe out there, see what's up, put some resumes out there, do a little, searching on the internet, some exploring to see, are they hiring, go on LinkedIn, whatever, something like that. And then the Queen of Cups, it's like, I see this as guarded money. It's like money that you should have access to, that it's being closed off. And I don't know, so for some of you, I am kind of wanting to return to the message, like, if the money's there and there isn't a valid reason why it's not coming to you, even though you're clearly doing all the things right and you're doing the work, maybe this is about closing off your cup, closing off your energy. And I don't necessarily love where this message is coming from, but I also understand it. It's kind of like the just getting by, like bare minimum, because essentially that's how they're treating you. So it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to break my back to do this anymore, because you're clearly showing me that what I bring to the table isn't of value. And I don't think that's true. I think it's very valuable, but I almost kind of see it as a tete-a-tete. It's like a little bit of a, everybody's got their finger on the trigger, but nobody's, do you know what I mean? Everyone's like doing this anticipation and it's like seeing who breaks first, or who agrees first, who negotiates first. I don't know why I'm getting this. Is very interesting. For a lot of you, I think there may be a work opportunity that comes back from the past, or revisiting a conversation. If that's the case, for a lot of you, it feels like the conversation may actually go quite well. Some of you, it's like you're afraid to actually ask for what you deserve. You may be putting yourselves in Page of Pentacle mode, even though you're the Queen of Pentacles. Quite literally, that's the Capricorn card. So, Yeah, the Fool always takes a leap of faith, right? He doesn't necessarily have all the answers figured out yet, but that's not the point. It's like it's a clean slate. It's a fresh start. It's pure. It's innocent. It's a new day. It's a new year, right? How appropriate for Capricorn season. So yeah, I think you're going to take more risks in asking, if not maybe demanding in a diplomatic way, what you need in order to not just survive, to thrive in this role, and make it your priority. Like something's got to give. Something's got to give for sure here. Let's see. Nice. So yeah, like in short, what's holding you back? Being a workaholic for some of you. Take time out to play and enjoy, especially with your kids. What can lift you up? Travel opportunities, expanding your mind, leaning into your faith, leaning into your optimism, studying that new thing that has piqued your curiosity, especially if it helps contribute to something that you're looking to accomplish over the long term. It's like adding skills or adding tools to your tool belt, that sort of thing. And how do you best support yourself? Love your inner child. Make sure you're choosing opportunities that are aligned with your happiness and your joy. Things don't always have to be so serious and so stressful. And I know Capricorn, like, more than most signs know, like, it sometimes takes like tenacity and hard work, and sometimes you do sort of have to pass up and sacrifice the fun opportunities, but not always. If it's saying how do you support yourself, Page of Wands, the Page of Wands wants to have fun. The Page of Wands is curious. Again, travel opportunities maybe. And then Queen of Cups, I almost think there's like a controlling energy where it's just, rather than trying to pick a fight, it's almost like you have to choose your battles. I don't know if it's worth it. I think a lot of you are like, I can't say this any clearer. Like I've expressed this till I'm blue in the face. Like this salary amount isn't worth the effort and the work I'm putting in. And I don't know, for some of you, there's just this very cold no energy. And I think that's where this Fool energy comes in. It's like, all right, well, your loss. No sweat. See ya. Good luck with everything. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, angel numbers for Capricorn. Let's see, 16, I am perceptive. You have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. A wisdom seeker, and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. Oof, Mercury's in retrograde. Botched that a little bit. That feels very Queen of Cups. Maybe this is you. Maybe you're dealing with children, quite literally, or maybe it's like the people you work with just feel really immature and not at your level. Yeah, some of you may just take a much needed vacation and like a break from the energy around you. It feels like there's some energy vampires, people you got to get away from, or again, some of you are going to seek employment or opportunities elsewhere. And to be honest, I think a lot of you would be happier if you did. One more. Let's see. 777. Ooh, I like that one. I am in the flow. Your purpose flows from within. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose, the state of peace and calmness in your soul. All right, zodiac signs that want to come out in this reading. So we have Virgo, we have Capricorn, we have Scorpio, and we have Virgo again. So double Virgos. We'll do one more. Oh my God, triple Virgos. Anyone else? And Taurus. All the earth signs are showing up here. All right, cool. And then we'll give you an oracle card, and then we'll see what's coming in for the month of January. So Celebrity Spirit Oracle. What wants to come out? This one's kind of popping up. Let's see. Elvis. I think he was a Capricorn, actually. Live your best life. I love it. We'll read what the message is for Elvis. Number 8. Is 8 significant? Leo energy, strength, inner strength, self-expression, the hero's journey. Just throwing words at you. All right, where are we? Elvis, there you are. All right, let's see. The meaning. If you receive this card, it is reminding you that all the world is a stage, and it is time to focus on your innate talents. Once you do this, you will create color in the world, learn to play a role, and enjoy the attention you capture. Your talents are powerful tools to unify people and create happy experiences. In times of drama, this energy embraces stability for everyone around you. The world needs you and your talent, and by embracing this role, you inspire and invite wonder and delight in everyone around you. By entertaining people, you are also creating a great audience and bringing people together as one. This is the time to seize the role you are so good at. I love that. Any Capricorn musicians out there? Speaking to you, or artists of any kind, I suppose, right? All right, let's see. Self-care oracle. Self-care oracle for Capricorn. That came right out. All right, soulmate. The divine will provide you with love when you are ready. So interesting. We'll have to read about love. What's coming in for love? And then do 30-day challenges. Force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form new habits. That feels very like Fool energy to me. Shaking things up, doing things a little bit differently. All right, and what's coming in for Capricorn? Anything that wants to come through, love, career, anything else I didn't touch upon that's an important message for January 2024 for Capricorn? The Hermit. All right, so maybe something, okay, maybe messages going back about a work opportunity, messages going back between you and a Virgo, messages going back about possible pets or adoption or something about a vet. I'm not sure what that is, but messages going back and forth about an animal. Possibly some sort of journey or travel experience that would be very good for your soul, almost like a spiritual retreat or a spiritual journey. It doesn't literally have to be like a yoga retreat, but it could be something like taking a hike in the mountains with friends, and something about it feels very like spiritual at its core. January, and then the Seed of Wands, that's the Page of Wands again. You have a lot of pages, and the Ace of Stones. Yeah, I think this is kind of a repeated message, seeing yourself in... seeing the truest version of yourself and all that you offer to the world, not just your job, not just your relationship, not just your family. I'm wanting to phrase this correctly, but I guess what it is, it's like you determine that value and worth. It's like you teach other people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. I think there's a message there. And maybe something recently has knocked your confidence. Maybe you did go through a breakup. Maybe there was a layoff, or something. And I'm not predicting that here. I don't see that here. But maybe something has kind of forced you into work mode to take your mind off kind of the heavier stuff that was going on in your life. Maybe you lost someone that was very important to you, whatever it is. But maybe there's a need to kind of get back to the core of self-love, like you can't pour from an empty cup. I do see an offer being made, but are you in a good place to accept it? Otherwise, I'm wanting to say it's like you're just going to keep repeating the same cycles in any form of relationships. Or I don't know if it's like a chaser-chasee type thing, or... Again, feeling like you have to break your back and carry all the weight of the relationship only to get nothing in return. Just be cognizant of not repeating cycles. Make sure if something ends, you're taking away the necessary lessons attached to them, whether they're good or good or negative, right? There's always lessons to be learned. And death. Yeah, transitions of a new cycle. Possibly something with a Scorpio might be coming through as well. And moving homes, outgrowing a home. Something about outgrowing is a very important word. Outgrowing a role, like for some of you, outgrowing clothing, like you may be going through clothing and purging stuff, getting rid of things, like quite literally, death card, like elimination of things that no longer serve you, things that are kind of past their expiration date. That's going to be kind of a theme for you in Capricorn season. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye. Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading for January 2024. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, that's completely fine. Please do push them aside, assume they're going out to someone else, and you may want to revisit them in the future. Trust that your intuition will take away only what is meant for you, please. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in, of course. That being said, let's set the intention to get you some helpful, insightful, clear messages for Aquarius. All right, so Aquarius, we're going to start with what is holding you back. Love. More specifically, someone who doesn't know how they feel about you, or vice versa, you feeling sort of lost in your emotions or confused. If it's not about a person, again, it's getting in touch with like how does this make me feel? And is this uncharted territory? Does this feel safe? Is this my comfort zone? I'm wanting to say to you, no, it's probably not your comfort zone, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You may be dealing with a water sign that's holding you back, a water sign who doesn't know what they want, a water sign who's just kind of wishy-washy, a water sign who doesn't necessarily want to commit. That certainly won't be for everybody, but if it's your message, you're going to know that. So, take it and run with it, even if it's a hard message to hear. I got to tell it. What can help lift you up, Aquarius? What's going to help lift Aquarius up? Whoa. Yeah, for some of you, it's like taking a leap of faith and committing to a soulmate. For some of you, you may be on the brink of moving in together or officially establishing yourselves as a couple, putting some sort of name or title on it. Or if it's not necessarily making anything official, it's like going deeper, immersing yourself in opportunities for growth. I'll say with a partner. Maybe it's a business partner, but when the King of Cups shows up, yes, money is a currency, it's a flow, it's an energy. So it could be a business partner, but I don't know. With these cards, it feels more like a romantic type thing. Yeah, the wheel is turning. The wheel of fortune says things are changing, but things are changing for the better. So I will say, if you are on the outs of a relationship where it's like the feelings aren't matched, whether you're the ones who I'm just saying unrequited love, whether it's you or them or whatever the scenario is, for some of you, what's going to help lift you up is releasing and giving it to God, giving it to the universe, right? This kind of, I'm not going to try and control everything. I'm going to be open-minded, right? Like Saturnian energy versus Jupiter. I'm not going to close up. I'm going to open up my network, right? I'm going to get back on apps. I'm going to go out and meet people. And it could be that by getting rid of something that emotionally was turbulent or stuck or holding you back, you're actually opening yourself up to bring in a soulmate, or you're opening yourself up to bring in a new, very solid, steady partnership with huge opportunity for growth. Again, some of you are on the fence about moving in with your person. If that's the case, a lot of you, I think, are going to move forward with it, even if it's getting out of your comfort zone and sort of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable because it's a new scenario, but that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It's like a change of your lifestyle. And so with that, there may be some hesitancy, or maybe that's what's going on with your person, right? And then how do you best support yourself at this time? Choose your own happiness. Before you move forward with any opportunity, in any situation, check in with your heart space, right? Does it make you happy? Is it in alignment with your goals, your wishes, your dreams? What does the happily ever after feel like for you? And is this decision that you're moving forward with contributing to that, ability to acquire and achieve things that are in alignment with, your wants, your needs, your happiness, your desires? If the answer is no, then you're doing it wrong, right? It's not to say things in life are always going to come easy. There's going to be challenges and struggles, but particularly in soulmate relationships, if we're even going to use that heavy word in any relationship, right? It should be attributing to your happiness and your sense of calm and peace, right? He looks very satisfied. He's not angry. He's not worried. He's not jealous. He's not bitter. He's not crying. He's just like, yep, this is good. This is comfortable. So I think there's a double message there. I think you're going to get out of your comfort zone, but I think you're going to establish comfort with a person who you already have feelings and affection for. And again, if the message for you is I'm thinking of detaching from a person because it's unrequited, the energy is just there, or I'm sorry, just not there with this person, then you're absolutely right. It wasn't a good match for you, in which case you're making room for something really good to come in. Sometimes this can be an excellent card of being single and love and life. It's like recognizing I have so many good things going for me right now. Like, let's spin it positive. Like, I'm bound to catch a good one, right? Like, I have so much going for me, and I do not lack in self-love. My life is abundant with or without a person. So if you're in that mindset, you're going to attract that type of person who's doing the same, and in which case, you guys could make a kick-ass couple, right? It's not that you need each other. It's that you want each other. It's that you like each other, right? It's that you want to be together. Look at you with all these great cards. Before we go any further, let's throw some zodiac signs on this, just out of curiosity for Aquarius. What zodiac signs want to come out in this reading? Taurus, Libra, Leo, and Cancer are showing up. Tell me more. A little bit more about this King of Cups. Yeah, indecision is holding you up. If you're waiting on it for a person, I think there's an understanding of release, because you can't control what other people do, think, say, feel, right? You can only show up and offer your own emotional authenticity, your own integrity, right? Your own transparency with how you're feeling. Even if a partner is asking that of you and you don't know, at least tell them, I don't know where I'm at emotionally. Because, as long as that's your truth, they can't get upset with you. It's when you're keeping them guessing, which, Aquarians can do sometimes. That's where it starts getting kind of mucky and people start misinterpreting things, and Mercury retrograde, right? I think Mercury just started going direct, but it's still shadow. So there's still going to be a few things to sort through, maybe in terms of deep, emotional, heartfelt conversations, maybe with your King of Cups. Two of Stones. Yeah, I do think this has to do with combining an energy. Do they like me? Do I like them? What would a future look like with them? I mean, the King of Cups is a very strong mate card. So I do like the King of Cups coming through here. But I do think you guys need to make sure that you're on the same page and that the feelings are mutual. I would also... The thing is, if this was someone who was kind of playing the field, I don't think that would be a secret, or they wouldn't be showing up as the King of Cups. They would be showing up as the Knight of Wands, in which case I would be like, ooh, they don't know what they want because they're sleeping around and, they're player energy and whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as they've been transparent and upfront with you about that. I don't think that's the message for most of you. The Two of Stones is sometimes the juggler, but here it's very much not. It literally shows a little tent, a little cozy setup, right? I think this is embracing the fact that someone wants to be with you or vice versa, and actually making strides forward to embrace that and let it happen organically. But it feels powerful. It feels fire. The Nine of Stones, yeah. What can lift you up? It's okay to not always, I don't know if be your own hero is the right word, but the Nine of Pentacles or Nine of Stones in this deck, it's the single, independent, I don't need nobody card, right? I only have loyalty to myself. But think of all the good opportunities you're missing out on by kind of having that F the world mentality, or that it actually feels very Cancerian to me. Like you have that outer crab shell, but on the inside it's like soft and mushy. I don't know, some of you maybe have strong Cancer in your chart. I don't know. I'm just getting that metaphor, very like Scorpio. There's like a protective thing there. But yeah, I think this is about embracing a soul connection and realizing you don't have to do it all on your own. You never had to do it all on your own. But I think some of you were misinterpreting that as, it makes me look weak if I can't take care of myself, or it makes me look like I don't have a handle on things. It's like not wanting to appear needy to others, needing to appear like you have it all together. And I gotta break it to you, Aquarius, nobody has it all together. I don't think this person is trying to change you or fix you or save you, right? That you're right, that's up to you. But I think there's a wonderful collaboration here of any kind that the universe is saying, why not? Like, don't you want this? Doesn't this feel good? Why are you second guessing it? Do you think you're deserving of it? And then how do you best support yourself? Take a breath, exhale. Practice much gratitude for things that you already do have, knowing that more things are going to come to you when you're in a good vibration. And then Page of Sticks, possibly doing something artistic, creative. With the Page of Wands, that's what this is. It's like, get curious about something. What intrigues you? What do you find intriguing or desirable, or what are you looking to learn more about? What is fun? What is silly? What is not needed but we still want to do it anyway? That's very Page of Wands. It's a page, so it's kind of immature, childlike energy, but I think you're being asked to embrace that. I think it's about opening up your heart again, and I don't know, it's cheesy, but I'm going to say maybe embracing your own inner child. I also think there could be a connection of sorts in some sort of class or program where you connect with a fellow student or trainee or teacher or whatever it is, or something like an educational group where you may meet a fellow friend, soulmate, future business connection, someone who writes you a good recommendation or passes on your resume. Yeah, there's some sort of connection to be made in something about a class or a course. It could even be online. Painting may actually be very cathartic for you in the month of January. And I think this is about self-expression, really. That's sort of what Page of Wands says to me, the clearest here. The bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. Yeah, so making some sort of gesture of love, being vulnerable, offering up your emotions, offering up your heart. And with that, it does involve taking a small risk of sorts, because you don't know how the other person's going to react. Though I think some of you already have a really good person in your life. This is just bringing it to the next step, because I think you guys are both wanting that and desiring it in some ways, but you're having sort of this like flinching gut reaction of like, oh, is this right? Am I making the wrong move? Trust your intuition. You always know what's best for you, Aquarius. This looks like a love reading to me. I'm just going to come out and say it. Again, we have Leo, Libra, Taurus, Cancer showing up. Maybe some Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio energy. Anyway, Aquarius. Can we get one numerology card for Aquarius? This one's kind of sticking out. Let's see. 77. I am brave. It is time to move on from the old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. Now is the time to be bold and brave. And 11. I am intuitive. A lot of people have gotten this one. You have a keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. And the practical self-care oracle for Aquarius. What's some good advice or guidance they might need to hear or be reminded of, something to reiterate if we've covered it. Practical self-care. Let's see. For Aquarius, balance. Juggling too many things at once, finding time for yourself. Maybe that's why that Libra energy is coming through. And then music. Music can heal wounds that medicine cannot touch. I love that one. I think a few people got that one, a few zodiac signs. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Let's see, the glow up. Take a day to spoil yourself. If it makes you beautiful, then do it. And then social media detox. No posting, no liking, just living. Don't let it take over your life. She's rolling her eyes. I feel like some of you are out there doing that. Like, yeah. It's because other people are saying it too, huh? I'm reiterating what's already been said. All right, Celebrity Spirit Oracle. What message do we have for Aquarius? Celebrity Spirit Oracle. Jackie Collins, be real. Fierce. Look at that outfit. All right, Jackie Collins. Let's read what the message is. 13. Ooh, it's a big one. Always remember that you are absolutely unique. Perfect, Aquarius. I'm already in it. When Jackie came through in Seance, I found her to be... Oh, wait, is this the message? No, sorry, the meaning. There's like a whole thing on each one, but I'm just going to do the meaning of this card. She like channels celebrity spirits, the lady who did this deck. Anyway, the meaning of this card. If you've chosen this card today, it is time for you to have fun and play the skilled detective or sleuth. You have the ability to seek out knowledge and information that supports crimes by understanding people. Instead of taking a back seat, it's now time for you to dig deeper, look closely, watch for signposts or clues, investigate and examine what is happening to you at this time in your life. You must trust this process. Once you trust this process, you will have a far better understanding of people, situations, and perhaps work. This is not the right time to just sit back and surrender to your problems. Look more closely at what your gut has been telling you all along and get to the bottom of things and see those red flags. With your natural abilities of observation and perception, you are able to see and understand how people in your life truly are. Perhaps it is time for study, writing, or doing a course in psychology. I love that. Definitely something about a course or a class came up, so if you're thinking about it, this is your confirmation. All right, last but not least, we're going to do a quick spread. What else is coming in for Aquarius in January of 2024? Something I missed or something that needs to be reiterated? The Chariot. Road trip. This also getting to the bottom of some sort of unspoken battle or unspoken wound with a family member. Someone who's maybe territorial or someone who you view as selfish or ungiving or something with a family member where it's like the relationship is a little bit toxic. It's a little bit ugh. Some of you guys are going to like revisit that in a balanced way and kind of clear the air to reset it, reset things to balance. There could also be a Cancer who's coming in, someone who's maybe a little bit protective of you. Like almost mama bear mode. I don't know. Cancer or Pisces maybe. Let's see. And then the Flower of Cups is the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so double Cancerian energy. Which is funny because, the dice of Cancerian came out as well. The Six of Cups. All right, so I'm going to say a Cancer from the past. Or revisiting a conversation or a discussion from your past, especially with someone in your family, particularly a mother figure. Or it might be regarding a mother figure if it's not directly with them. It may have to do with money and allocations or inheritance or something about like... it may have to do with your siblings, but it's like you're talking about mom. Maybe you're trying to find a good home for mom or something like that. I don't know what that is. Something from the past. I'm very cautious to use this word now, especially after that documentary that just came out. But I am kind of getting a little bit of a twin flame thing here. So maybe someone you have unfinished business with, a little bit of karma, twin flame type stuff. Maybe with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Establishing, better reciprocity, resetting the scales, making sure that your relationships, a priority in your relationships in January, it's going to be, do they have equal give and take? Is there a even energy flow and even energy exchange? That's something you need to ask yourself. You may be raising funds or something about donations, some sort of, I don't know, like toy drive, clothing drive. That almost seems like something that would have come prior to Christmas, but maybe you got your toe wet in some sort of volunteer opportunity or something like that, and now you're like, oh, I really enjoy that. I'm going to do it for, Girl Scouts or Boys of America or, Boys and Girls of America, whatever it is. There could be some volunteering of time or gathering items together and for donating or something. Providing food, providing resources, something like that, fundraising. The Ace of Thunder, an important conversation, an important epiphany about yourself and your habits. It's a good thing. It's not like it's almost like, oh, I see what's been holding me back, and now that I'm aware of it, I'm purposely going to try to not do that. I'm purposely going to lean into these types of opportunities versus falling back on, like, again, Six of Cups, like old habits that felt right at the time, but it's like I've outgrown them. Yeah, you're powerful. This feels very magician-like to me. It's like the manifestation of a new beginning. You have all the tools on your table. You have all the power. You just have to decide that you do and move forward with it, like Wheel of Fortune vibes. Something with a Leo, especially romance with a Leo is coming through. Yeah, very steamy, sexy, romantic stuff with Leo energy. And then Five of Wands, yeah, that can be a good sex card. Yeah, passion, and I don't know, dirty talk. Ace of Thunder with the Five of Wands, yeah, there's passionate conversations being had. And maybe it's heartfelt too, right? But, you know, for those who are just interested in putting yourself out there and seeing what you catch in your net, I feel like there's a Leo who's mad about you, in a good way, like gaga over you, or possibly a Taurus as well. And then Nine of Cups, yeah, it feels pretty good to be wanted, doesn't it? It's like getting your groove back, especially if you went through something. And I don't know, some of you may have gone through like a breakup recently. I'm not sure that's what this is saying. I think a lot of you, there's something coming together that's very strong. But yeah, it's like you're back in your element. I think spending more time on loving yourself, expanding your comfortable limits, all those good things, it yields positive results for you with the Nine of Cups. And there is kind of this like, I don't necessarily need anybody, but I kind of want this person because they seem chill, they seem cool, they add balance to my life, they help to de-stress my life, not the opposite. That's usually a good sign that that's your person. In terms of work stuff, I don't know. What do I see for work? Do I see anything? You may be sent on some sort of travel excursion, like a road trip, or having to attend some sort of conference because someone else couldn't make it. And so it's like you got voluntold to go do something and you seem kind of pissed off about it. That being said, I think you're going to make a good friend or a networking opportunity. I don't think it's romantic, but whatever. I don't know, in your travels or going to this conference, you're going to make a good connection for a future networking opportunity. Or I don't know, you may sit next to someone on the plane and you end up chatting and you become good friends. There's some sort of like, oh, that was actually more pleasant than I thought. There's a need for you to release control issues. Something, and you already know this. This is something that you've been working on, and the universe is asking me to relay. You know, how about those control issues? Remember, we're gonna go with the flow. We're gonna go with the flow. And like I'm getting sort of like hands off, like release. Maybe that has to do with like the social media thing, like walk away, don't touch it, like don't. It's almost like don't poke the bear is what I'm hearing. It's like there's something that's nagging at you and irritating you, and so it's not that you can't or shouldn't address it, but I think you need to approach it at a time where your energy is more balanced, so you don't end up sort of coming in too hot. And I'm not exactly sure what the context of that is, but I think you're being asked to again be at a place of balance, and then you can have this important conversation where you're building yourself up for the best success you can in terms of the result or the end goal or the outcome of whatever you're needing to address or confront or whatever it is. All right, Aquarius, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Happy New Year's, guys. Hello, lovely Pisces gang, Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading for January 2024. Happy New Year. We're going to do a 3-card spread about you, what's holding you back, what can lift you up, and how do you best support yourself. And then we'll just do a shuffle and see what wants to come through, asking what's coming in for Pisces in January of 2024. So anything that wants to come through, love, money, career, all those good things. We'll take the messages. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate with you, release them, please. Trust that your own intuition will separate what is meant for you and what is not. Of course, you can always revisit the messages at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. And last but not least, let's set the intention to get Pisces some clear, helpful, insightful messages for the month of January. All right, so let's start. Pisces, what is holding you back currently? What is an issue? Oh, interesting. Perfection. The Cinderella story, the ideal. Unrealistic expectations of how life is going to turn out or pan out. Now, I want to be clear. That doesn't mean it's not going to be fabulous. It absolutely is. It's going to be wonderful, and you are going to feel fulfillment and happiness and just, joy filling up over the brim. However, it's going to come to you in a way that maybe defies your expectations. And I'm always getting you need to release control a little bit. It's like, perfectionism is coming through. Interesting. Very interesting. This can also be a card of daydreaming, but maybe not always taking action on actually how to get those goals, dreams, whatever, to materialize, like not having the the motivation or the energy, the action being put behind the, again, whatever you kind of view as your fairy tale ending Cinderella story. It doesn't have to be for life. It could be for a small project you're working on. But I almost think it's like the fear of failing or the fear of not being perfect and delivering at your absolute best capacity. That's hindering you from starting and moving ahead. So yeah, just something for you guys to note. The best way to get started is to just start and not overthink things, right? For some of you, there may be an issue with your family where you're looking to establish a little bit more independence. Maybe your kids are too reliant on you. Maybe your parents are too reliant on you. And, you know, obviously life is complicated. It doesn't mean you can, you know, disconnect from them entirely. But this may also have to do with setting some time aside for you, for your own health, mental health, physical health, emotional health, right? With the Cups energy, for your own well-being, right? It doesn't mean you don't love them. But, you know, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you got to make sure you do some time for you, Pisces. Establishing better boundaries with your family members. I also feel like some of you may have a very hypercritical family member that on days where you're not necessarily vibing the highest, sometimes you can kind of sink into that being susceptible to other people's criticism, right? Or praise for that matter. Really, you kind of have to be neutral to both. And I know that's hard, right? That's very hard as human beings. But ideally, right, to get to this sort of state of nothing phases me, I'm good. Like, Pisces energy, I'm just going to go with the flow. Like, things come and go, that sort of thing. I see you struggling with a parent who's just really hard on you, or a child who's very hard on you, or feeling like you're never enough for someone in your family. And so, again, you can't change and control what they say, think, or do, especially about you. You can only control you and how you choose to react or not react in those circumstances, in that situation with that person. So, yeah, I think the main message here, though, is you need to take action on that dream. You need to take action on those plans for the future. I said this to another sign, like, it's never going to be the perfect day. You know, it's never going to be maybe the most convenient time. You still have to do it anyway, because you're passionate about it, right? The Knight of Wands wants to have fun. He wants to explore things. He wants to experience things. You know, he wants to taste all the cups, right? But we got to start somewhere, right? So, I mean, the Ten of Cups is definitely not the worst card to start with, right, Pisces? So then, what can help lift Pisces up, please? What is going to help lift them up? Not second guessing yourself, not self-sabotaging yourself, making sure that your words align with your actions and vice versa. I'm almost hearing too, like, don't tell me your game plan, show me the results, which kind of relates to this whole, like, I'm going to do this great thing and it's going to be wonderful, very much like Jupiterian energy, right? Like, kind of being a good hype man or showman or spokesman, or I don't know how you want to say it. But it's also Neptune too. I mean, Pisces energy can be very like fantasy idealist. But yeah, I'm just wanting to say, like, you need to get started on it, though. There's a lot of like, okay, I start to move forward. My thoughts are collected. I wrote down my to-do list of what I'm going to accomplish. But then it's like you slide back into old patterns of indecision. That Two of Swords of like, I'm moving forward. And just kidding. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm ready. Maybe tomorrow. Like, so yeah, just things to be aware of. Hold yourself accountable. I think that's really important too, in terms of what can help lift you up. Also, for those who do resonate with the story of feeling like there's a bully in your energy or someone is criticizing you, whether it's a family member or not, do know that that actually has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and their own insecurities, their own fears, their own childhood programming of what they were taught success looks like, or what a healthy person looks like, or, like whatever it is. You really, really need to hear this, Pisces. Like, the people who are critical and judgmental of you, that's their problem. Leave it at that. And again, I know it's hard, but you got to put up the walls on energy vampires, but I'm also getting like, you got to barricade the door in terms of like that, allowing that energy to kind of seep into you, because you are very sponge-like, Pisces. You're very susceptible to what goes on around you energetically, but especially emotionally. But yeah, they're not coming from a good place. I feel like there's someone in your energy who internally they're really struggling, wounded warrior, and so some of the things they say or do, or some of the words they speak to you, it may come off as very, very rude or vengeful or very vindictive, And I think some of you are like, what the hell did I do? Like, oh, like I think you're almost punishing yourself or torturing yourself trying to come up with the solution of like, why would they do that or say that? Or even if it's not that outright, even if they're giving you a weird vibe and you're like, they're being kind of like passive aggressive. Again, not your monkey, not your circus. Pay attention to your path forward, choose your happiness, focus on your happiness, and like haters gonna hate. That really is a very, very strong message. But know that like hurt people hurt people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the wounded warrior, there's an internal wound going on, and I don't know how to explain it, but essentially because this person isn't doing their own healing work, they're going out into the world with that hate, with that negativity, with that criticism, and it's like they're spreading it like a disease. Do not fall into that. Do not get sucked into that. Do not absorb that. Your mission is boundaries here. Boundaries with whoever this is. I don't mean to be so negative or pessimistic. Like, again, you have some really wonderful cards here, but I almost feel like there's a person who's talking you out of your dream, or a person who is criticizing your goal or criticizing your approach and how you want to go about something. And it is starting to kind of feed into your own self-doubt and like, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do this. Nope. Let me stop you there. You can, and you're going to. Oops, that came right out. All right, and then how do you best support yourself? Yeah, this is such like a haters gonna hate card. Like, ain't none of my business what you think of me. Like, I'm doing me. Very Aquarian, I write my own rule book. Taking a leap of faith. It's pure. It's untainted. It's, it's innocent. It's the first card, right? It's the Fool. So it's like allowing your heart to be your inner guidance system and going off of that and like leaving the rest behind. And I wanted to use that. There's like a little phrase you see in like GIFs and online, and it's like, oh my gosh, what if I fall? And then it's like, oh, but my goodness, what if you fly? It kind of has this like flipping the negativity on its head into an optimistic outlook. That's what's going to support you right now. Take a leap of faith. Put your faith and trust and guidance in the universe. Trust your intuition. You're extremely intuitive. Even if you stumble, you're going to land on your feet. The universe is going to, when you show up to your own life, right, and show the universe that you're invested in something and inspired by something and want to move forward with it, take the leap of faith. And again, even if you trip up a little bit, the universe will be there to catch you, for sure. Be an original thinker. Cut your own path. Don't be afraid to take the road less traveled, the alternate path, even if you may feel a little bit alienated from the majority or the group. It's your life to live, so try not to compare yourself to other people. Also, for those of you who are close with your children, I feel like possibly spending more time around more youthful, again, I wanted to use the word like untainted or naive, but I almost mean it in a good way. Like, children can see magic because they look for it, because they believe in it. There's just kind of this like, life is my, what is that expression? The world is my oyster? Yeah, it's like the world is my oyster. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And if you're not getting lemons, go out and find some. I actually kind of like that. Yeah, you are starting to follow your dreams because you realize that's what's going to make you happy. And I also think that there's accountability, that no one else can rescue you or guide you or create that happiness for you. You have to create that for yourself. And like, my goodness, you have 3 major arcana that tell me like, this is going to be good. So I hope this is confirming whatever you're on the fence about or second guessing or doubting yourself. Like, you need to move forward with it. Huge potential for growth with the Sun card. Passion, warmth, creativity, strength. Again, something to do with children for some of you. And the Star is ultimately about like our destiny. It is a card of health and wellness. It's being a part of social groups. It's a part of being society, the networks, the online resources, being an individual whilst being among groups of like-minded individuals. But it's the star in the sky, right? It's like when you wish upon a star. It's cute. Yeah, so for some of you, this may involve an Aries. For some of you, this could be a career reading. For some of you, there may be a father figure at play here, or a father issues. Maybe there's a critical father component to this with that Emperor coming through. So we are going to do another spread about what's coming in for you, but let's get you some oracle cards on this. Pisces, this is great. I hope you interpret it as such. 16, I am perceptive. You have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings, a wisdom seeker, and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. I feel like I always like botch that when I read it, but it's like, that's the way it's phrased. It just throws me off, but I hope that makes sense. A wisdom seeker and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. It's Mercury retrograde. What can I say? My brain is like, is that right? That didn't sound right. Whoops. All right. Those two kind of fell out. Self-care oracle. Validate your past. You did the best you could. Feel and empathize with your past. Do not judge it. I love that. Yeah. Easily and effortlessly forgive yourself for past mistakes. Wake up in the morning and go to bed at night holding space for yourself with compassion. Forgive yourself. Because it's not up to other people to tell you that it's okay to forgive yourself or to not feel that guilt or that burden. That can be a very, very big thing for Pisces people, right? Releasing the guilt. Meditate, quiet the mind, and let your soul speak. For Pisces, anything else? For those Pisces people? Open up. You're being asked to open your heart to another, to let down your walls, and trust that they want what's best for you. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. I'm going to put that over here because I'm going to stick with what I said. You need to be selective of who you're opening up to, because right now there's someone in your energy who you may have divulged something about, again, a project, a plan, a dream you have, and they were hitting you with all these like, well, what if this happens? And what if that? And well, why would you do it that way? Nope, not this person's business, right? So be more selective, but I think remember we said like groups of like-minded individuals? If you're looking to get into a career field, hang out with people who have already succeeded in that career field. Pick their brain, ask for their advice, their guidance, and understand that don't look at it in terms of competition or someone beat you to the punch or that, everybody's already doing it anyway, so why should I start, Because ultimately no one's going to do it like you. You individual Pisces out there watching, like you bring your own flavor to this. So, what if this is a product? I'm just giving you an example. It's like what they get out of this is, yes, what you're selling, what you're making, what you're offering, but also it's like a little part of you is in it as well. It's like you're putting your heart and soul into this, your blood, your sweat, your tears, that kind of thing. So no one will do it quite like you, and that's a good thing. That's going to be something that's going to help boost your confidence. And then declutter. Let go of old items. Create a new sacred space for yourself. All right, zodiac signs that want to come out in this reading. This doesn't necessarily feel like a love reading to me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can always kind of try and twist it into one, but yeah, if I'm being authentic, I love didn't pop out in my mind immediately. But, if it resonates for you, take it and run with it. So zodiac signs, you have Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Scorpio. You had double Scorpio, so we'll get you another sign. And Aries, all right, that fiery energy. All right, Celebrity Spirit Oracle for Pisces. For Pisces, please. Let's see. Paula Yates, Hope is a Gift. Let's read the message attached to that. 15. The meaning. There we go. Okay. The meaning. This is about believing in love, passion, and devotion in the truest form. It generally means that you need love in your life in some shape or form, not just romantic love, but an interest in anything like art, music, family, gardening, or anything that you are passionate about. It's about allowing romance into your life because, as a lover, we achieve intimacy and have the ability to feel special, which energetically flows and affects other people in our life. Yeah, think of the impact you're going to have by following your dream and all the people who are going to benefit from it. I think that's important. When you get this card, it's about a sense of having an exaggerated affection and appreciation of someone or something that influences the organization of your life and environment. When you have this influence, it feels good for your self-esteem and gives you a boost. It's time to stop and smell the roses, to have and attract loving relationships into your life. When we start to love ourselves, this is easier to accomplish. Once you tap into this energy, you will begin to see all types of beauty in everything you do, and many people will be drawn to you. So there definitely is an element of love, I mean, at least with that oracle card. So maybe this is a love reading for some of you. Part of me is curious to try and see how that would fit here. It could be that you guys are stuck on a fire sign who's already in a marriage. So again, putting your life on pause for someone else, that might be holding you back. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, possibly. In terms of what can lift you up, I I would, again, not so much with people who are critics and negative Nancy's, naysayers, whatever, but being able to open up and allow your like authentic self to shine, not editing yourself or people pleasing. Like, again, opening up and just being like, this is who I am, love me or hate me, like at least I'm being authentic and true to who I am. That kind of is fool energy, but I also get it from here too. For some of you, you need to hear this. You need to stop identifying as the victim. You need to identify as a survivor. It's made you stronger in whatever capacity that is. Obviously, I have no idea what that's in reference to. I don't mean that in a insincere or unsympathetic or dismissive way. That's the complete opposite. I say that because some of you have been through something very, very tricky and challenging, that it's left some scars on you emotionally, but the universe is saying this has made you stronger. Like, just you wait and see. And maybe it's like a karma thing. Like, maybe you're going to meet someone who is currently going through something that you've already been through, and there's going to be kind of like this nice little support system or a network of people who are struggling with this issue. I don't know if it's addiction issue or I don't know, abuse issues, or I'm not sure, but don't identify as the victim. Identify as the survivor. I'm just being told to tell you that, and I have absolutely zero context for what that means. But all right, for January 2024, anything else coming in for Pisces that they need to hear about? I feel like there's a team of people who are going to help, I'm hearing the word escalate, help inspire your path forward. It could be a team of best friends or a group of best friends. It could be coworkers. It could, I have no idea. It could be family members, I suppose. Aquarius and Leo specifically are featured very strongly there. And then the Harvest of Stones, right? So that's the King of Pentacles, the glow up, baby. That means money. Money's coming in. Living a life with more comfort, having access to the resources you need, and being able to save your pennies for a rainy day. It's both. Some of you may be getting a raise, a promotion. Again, money is coming to you in the month of January in some capacity. It's going to make something easier. It's going to allow you a little bit of breathing room. Maybe you're paying off a bill or something like that was kind of felt like it was suffocating you. Others of you, there may be something going on with a Taurus or a male earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For some of you, you are going to start a family or talk about starting a family, having children. The topic of children may be significant for you guys in the month of January, you and your partner. I also see passing down of wisdom or knowledge. What I was saying earlier is like something that you've been through that really put you through the ringer. In a sense, it's like you become the master of that, even though it may not feel like it, even though you may still have like, emotional scars or, pangs at your heart when you think about it. You have survived it. You're still here showing up. There's some sort of interaction or impact that specific circumstance that you've lived through. I don't know what it is. It's like you shine a light on that and it attracts someone who needed to gain wisdom and insight and knowledge and information from you. And it doesn't have to be, a teacher, mentor, student, whatever. Like, it's just like this, you come to somebody's rescue, and it has to do with divine timing. It's like the perfect timing of when they hear those words you speak. It helps them, and it helps like navigate their destiny a little bit. It feels very profound and powerful. Some of you are going to make more inner peace more of a priority, taking up meditation or doing things that soothe the body, all the five senses. Aromatherapy or massage or, eating healthier food, detoxing in some way. Something about candles, candles that smell nice. I don't know what that is. And then the Seed of Cups. Okay, so that is, let's see, the seed, the root is the Knight. So the seed is the Page of Cups. This is so damn cute. I love this card. I feel like someone's flirting with you. Like, oh, hey, Pisces. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm also getting reconnecting with a sibling, especially if you live at a distance from your sibling and you weren't able to see them during the holidays. If you celebrate, there's plans to connect with your sibling and do like I'm sort of getting like the idea of like a girls' trip to New York and, see a musical and like, I don't know. It's something like that. It doesn't have to be girls. It doesn't have to be New York, but it's like something with a sibling or a very good friend that you haven't seen in a while. They live at a distance and there's like let's make a weekend of it. Like, let's plan it. And ultimately it's for peace and joy and happiness and pleasure, and it's silly and frivolous, and you should do it because I think you have the money to do it now. Maybe it was plans that got put on hold. I do think there's an earth sign that's flirting with you. Tell me more. The Five of Thunder, interesting. The Five of Wands. This may have been a missed connection. I don't think this is someone you were ever involved in a relationship with. I don't think it's an ex coming back from the past. It could be someone you went out on a date with, or you met through a friend, or it's almost like you guys were set up and you had dinner, but like nothing ever transpired from it. Something about that may be coming back. I sort of get the idea of like you had lost hope on it, or you had assumed that they weren't interested. They were just busy with something else. So that could be with a water sign or an earth sign, maybe a Leo, a Scorpio. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to fly. You're going to soar. You're not going to fall. You're going to fly. It'll be the opposite. This is about getting your groove back, getting your confidence back, standing proud. And allowing your light to shine for others to see, inspiring those around you. Some of you would definitely have travel plans, something about airplane travel, flights. Some of you are going to feel really connected to the universe, to source, to God, to the, whatever you believe in as a higher power. It feels like you're getting a lot of messages relayed to you from the universe. So make sure you're working on, your body's your temple, treat it as such so that you're able to receive those intuitive hits and downloads easily and effortlessly, and you're not second guessing them. It just feels like you're naturally and organically being guided by a higher power of sorts. The Chariot, yeah, something with a Cancer. There could be a need to clear the air with a Cancer. There could be frustrating issues with your car that's needing your attention, and so some of the extra money you have may end up going there. For some of you, it's like, this is so random. For some of you, it's like the travel plans you book, something at the airport like falls through, and so you have to like do a rental car, and like you're disgruntled about it at first, but it actually works out for the best. Again, that's not for everybody. Some of you are having issues in terms of self-control with diet. It's like you're trying to make a diet stick, but the food, it's not like fulfilling, it's not satisfying. It's like it's not that what you're trying to do is wrong, but how you're going about it is wrong. It's like maybe instead of fasting, you have to do small meals, or maybe instead of eliminating alcohol entirely, you have to cut back a little bit at a time. It's like we're trying to do like an overnight success story and like very like cold turkey in terms of a diet or sobering up. And I think the universe is saying, good, like we're applauding you that you want to do it, but go slower, set realistic goals. I think that's the story there. Yeah, I feel like there's a beef with a friend, possibly a Cancer, possibly another Pisces, someone who's maybe selfish or standoffish or guarded, or again, it might be this too, someone who's giving you bad advice, unsolicited advice, judgment, criticism. Yeah, it's making you question how much you're in this friendship. And again, if taking assessment of who you're surrounding yourself with emotionally, if they don't contribute to the peace and happiness of your life, you may kind of reorganize or reassess who you want to build a life with, or who you want in your immediate energy and environment. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, independence, confidence, and courage. I like it, Pisces. I'll give you a couple of these. Pisces, I love this deck. It's so pretty, isn't it? Sun energy. Yeah, let your light shine. Leo energy as well. Clairaudience. Yeah, some of you are able to hear things like whispers, voices, and it feels more spiritual. Some of you, it's like you meet people, and this is going to sound a little weird, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like you can almost hear the inner child in people, like the inner child that's screaming or dying to be fed, to be nourished, right? And this is a metaphor, of course. It's like you meet adults and you can envision them as children and what's holding them back, because it's like their inner child is like screaming, and you're very sensitive to that. Like you pick up easily on what people need in terms of comfort and nurturing. You have a gift of not only being compassion, but like connected to the divine in terms of not just who is deserving, but who is needing a little bit of extra love and compassion shown to them. And I think you do it freely and easily, even just to people on streets. Some of you may be working on an editing project, or a project that involves sound editing or recording in a studio, or recording a voiceover narration. I'm not sure what that is. Intuition. Let's see. Crossroads. One more for Pisces. Intuition and crossroads. something about a jewel or a gem or a piece of jewelry. I don't know what I'm getting. Oh, and there they are. I was going to say, and then the gems and jewelry came out. Healing stones. So some of you may be getting into crystals as well. And boom, there you go, Pisces. Wheel of Fortune. Let's end it on a happy note, right? Actually, this whole reading has been pretty happy. So if it's not the energy you're in now, when it shows up in the cards, it means it is available to you. So manifest it. Take advantage of this energy that's here, and yeah, work your magic. Do good with it. Wheel of Fortune always says that things are progressing, things are changing, things are headed in a positive direction. But with that, we need to sort of release our control issues and embrace the unknown. Allow things to flow into you freely and organically. All right, Pisces, thanks for joining me. Happy New Year, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon for more tarot.